You remember, well, Zach, you weren't there that year, 2016,
Nope.
Justin Timberlake, not representing, going to Eurovision as an Inavalak, right? A big name. So apparently Israel is trying to get another major international superstar to perform on the Eurovision stage, according to the latest reports in Israeli media. So keep in mind, these are just reports, nothing is official. It's no other than flippin' Madonna. Madonna has been in negotiations apparently with Khan, the Israeli broadcaster, for a few months now, and rumor has it, according to the media, that she actually agreed to perform on the Eurovision stage as an Inavel act. But there are all financial conversations and negotiations, and they have not come to an agreement yet. Madonna, if you want to go with a big name, you better pay, because I mean, it can't get much bigger, or can it get bigger than Madonna as like the status? But Khan is very, very interested in getting some big names on there, at least one of them. That is their hope. Apparently, they have been some other names have been mentioned: Coldplay and Elton John. I'm like, what? So definitely a big names. Madonna has some connections to Israel, apparently, like her manager, a longtime manager is from Israeli, her connection to Kabbalah and all of that stuff. So at least there's some kind of connection. But Zach, tell me, when you hear Madonna potentially at Eurovision, what are your thoughts?
I'll believe it when I see it. I remember when they announced Justin Timberlake pretty late in the game, and I just kind of thought, well, I'm not sure if this is going to happen. But I remember it was like back in 2015 when they first announced Australia. I texted you, and you were like, no way, this is no way Australia's going to be in Eurovision. And then it happened, and they've been in it ever since. Here's my one concern, and this is just my opinion, I'll state that. I kind of felt that Justin Timberlake was very demeaning to the artist in 2016 when he gave the spiel during the interval. And there's this one scene I remember. Okay, truth be told, I didn't go. I went to Spain. I was at a bar. I had a lot of drinks. So Eurovision 2016 is kind of a blur for me. The final, I remember texting Matt, you here and there on Messenger, but I just remember Justin Timberlake kind of gave the speech about, it kind of came off as like, one day if you work really hard, you can be famous like me. And I just kind of sat there thinking, some of these artists are pretty well established in their countries, and maybe he should do a little bit more research. And I just worry that the same thing may happen to Madonna. But then again, I almost have a feeling if Madonna were there, she would kind of pull a Prince, show up, perform, and walk out and leave and not stay for the whole show. So I don't know. I'm curious to see if this actually does happen, what's going to be there. Although selfishly for me, going there hopefully as press, if the application and accreditation goes through, it would be kind of cool to have access to seeing Madonna live.
Yes, that is my thing. It's for selfish reasons. I'm super excited about the, Madonna being there. I'm a big fan of Madonna. I mean, she's always been around since I've been around in the music scene. I'm not in the music, but I've always listened to her since I was a little kid. So this would be like a really cool thing just to see her. But you make some good points about Justin Timberlake. I was there, obviously, and he was there doing one rehearsal or two rehearsals. I think just one. I want to say it was the jury show. Like, maybe it was the family show. I don't remember.
And you were sober, unlike I.
I was sober. They don't serve any alcohol in the press center, unless it's Ukraine.
That was so great.
I know. But
I don't know if we really showed that on camera, but they were selling $2 beers after 6 p.m. and that year Sean and I created a ESC drinking game. You can find it. And during one of the things we had was like, if there's I don't know what to call it, a golden shower, you'll know it. It's the sparkly firewall. And we said, if one of those appeared, then you have to keep chugging. And when Anya was performing for Denmark, that just nearly killed me.
I know, that was like anything after Denmark for you guys, it was, it's a blur probably by now. But anyway, yes, you're absolutely right. The thing, and I don't know if Justin Timberlake meant to be degrading like that or condescending, but it certainly came across that way. It was, I remember it was the first day of rehearsals when we found out that Justin Timberlake was going to perform. It was like almost like a last minute, well, 2 weeks, but it's still, for Eurovision terms, that's last minute kind of addition to it. And the question I have for you is, do you think having big names, whether it's Madonna, Justin Timberlake, Elton John, you name it, does that make sense to have that at Eurovision, considering should it be only about the contest or the alumni maybe, or do you see value in bringing big names to Eurovision because exposure? What do you think?
I guess so. I think, you hear about this term globalization that is thrown about, and usually it used to be about American fast food restaurants going into, Japan and Asia and other markets. And I kind of feel like there's a globalization of Eurovision that's happening. And you're seeing it first with Australia being allowed to perform. And I have no opinions, positive or negative, about that. But I almost feel like you could almost accuse the EBU of globalization when you start bringing in American acts. Sure, Madonna's manager is Israeli, but she's an American act. I think she's from Michigan. Originally, I think someone in the thing said Saginaw, which I think is in Michigan. I should know this because I lived in the Midwest for a number of years. But I just worry that it's going to lose its identity as a European type of production or a European type of thing. And I see a lot of people in the chat saying, God forbid if USA ever enters Eurovision, we're done. And I, as an American, or as a U.S. citizen, I don't like saying American because America includes so much more than just the United States. I would agree. I think the United States would not get Eurovision. They would submit something that was pure crap. We'd probably send some gospel or country monstrosity.
As long as there are stars in Texas, my girl.
and we wouldn't get it. We would not have an ability to understand, and then we get really upset when we did poorly. So I just don't think I don't know what to say. I'm curious to see what's going to happen, but this could go really well or this could go really bad.
Yes. Now, and also I see someone saying that Celine Dion would be okay. Well, first of all, she's from Canada. So it's but it's still North America, so I get that part. And it would be different if, there have been plenty of American singers taking part at Eurovision, but representing the UK or some other country. 1997, Katrina and the Waves, they're Americans, and they won the contest. So I think it's a little different about, the actually American singers and performing in Eurovision, or rather than just having an international star kind of taking the spotlight away from the actual acts.
And wasn't Justin Timberlake, wasn't his song written by Swedes from the Troll soundtrack? I think it was a Swedish production. So it sort of made sense if that's the case. And there may be something behind the scenes. Maybe Madonna has some I know she has a new album coming out, so maybe there's something that's associated with someone from Israel that justifies her inclusion as an interval act, if true.
Justify, but it's always a stretch.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I went to IKEA once, therefore I have my connections. It's getting, you have to stretch it a little there to make it happen. I understand why they're doing it, because, Madonna's performing, but people tune in to watch the show because of Madonna, not because of the contest. Now, there's a chance that they stick around to watch the entire show, or maybe they like the show and come back the following year. Absolutely.
And I don't think Logo played Justin Timberlake on the interval.
No, there were legal reasons.
The U.S. broadcast did not play Justin Timberlake.
Go figure. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's ever since Logo took over owning Eurovision in the U.S., it's been worse for us as fans because we can't even watch performances or anything in the U.S. anymore. It's
VPN.
Blocked.
I have VPN, so I can.
Well, I can, as well, but for any regular fan, you have to.
They won't know. Yes, they would have to know. So I'm kind of with you. I'm just worried that a big star. It's good and great. It may take away from the concept of Eurovision because yes, I understand you want to have more exposure, but it just, to me, it goes against the spirit. And yes, I'm in the Eurovision bubble kind of guy. So I'm like, I want Eurovision alumni and da-da-da-da-da, right? So I get that I'm biased here. But even just objectively looking at it, I understand the financial aspect of it. Well, she's expensive, but just bringing in more viewers and all that stuff. But do you think that's just going to take away from the actual performance that are out there? That is my personal concern.